currently up against Jam.
It's good to hear.
Yeah. Anyway, this is this as we kick off our semifinals on Curious Minds LE. For the first time this evening, we're in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We, of course, have our blue Terran player coming down from the land of Korea. He is going to be representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG, up against his final Protoss opponent. Everybody give it up for Cure.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Curious Minds LE, we have our South Korean Protoss player. He is red, representing Alpha X. Currently going up against maybe his first Terran opponent. Yes, his first Terran opponent of the night. He's done with all his Protosses. It is Classic.
Obviously, Classic has had quite a lot of time to tune in to watch how Cure plays out his TVPs.
True.
He has been waiting for quite a while.
You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. Classic, he had a swift 2-0 over Parting. Had a bit of a longer series against Zaun, but again, our TVPs were honestly pretty long. So, yeah, I'm sure he tuned in.
Longer than most TVPs.
Definitely, definitely. Especially that first series, man.
Jump off the 5-hour cast straight into the 1.5 hour series.
Oh yeah, mate. My brain was dying, but I don't know what it was. Something about Cure and Creator did give me a bit of a second win, so now I'm okay.
You're very active, I suppose. So yeah, well, they were longer games. Didn't necessarily feel that long. At least while you were casting them, I'm sure if the players who were waiting for the series to conclude were like, just end it already!
But I imagine so. Meanwhile, Cure switching things up hard here. I love it. He goes for the same wall up here at the ramp and goes immediately into a CC and 2 more Raxes.
This map makes a whole lot more sense to go for a 3-Rax at Pride of Altaris, let me tell you. But he's also going for more of an economic 3-Rax, so either way, he's not going to be all in.
That he is not, but regardless, I 100% agree with you. For those wondering, earlier today we did cast Cure versus Nightmare, yes, on Pride of Altaris, and Cure tried to go for a 3-Rax, and again, it takes so long to push out across the map on Pride of Altaris. It has the longest rush distance out of every single one of the maps in the map pool. He was a madman to try it, and he died, kind of because of it.
Yeah. Well, he did die, but he was able to prolong his death for quite a while.
Yeah, he was on life support, you know, he was fighting back. They were threatening to pull the cord, to pull the plug, but you know what? He was very adamant about staying in there. But eventually he did pass on. In that game, he still took the series, and we'll see how he does here. We do have our upgrades on the way, Stim as well as combat shields. This will get scattered though, as Classic did open up with an Oracle.
Interesting. We're seeing this quite a bit more, it seems. Oracle and the Phoenixes in PvT.
Yeah, as opposed to your more standard Blink Stalker openers. So with this Stargate, he will have a little bit more access to scouting. He dips in. Ooh, but the Marines do force him back.
This amount of Marines out though should be enough of a tell for Classic.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of Marine.
I'm curious to see how back home he's gonna be defending against this.
Yeah, I mean, with this, he's well aware of the mass amount of Raxes. And at home, we have continued Phoenix production. And to be fair, this is exactly how Nightmare dealt with it as well. You get out your Phoenixes, you slowly chip away at the army, you slow it down, you whittle away until there isn't much left. Until what is left just crumbles at your doorstep.
Yeah, dual the reinforcements while you can.
Yeah.
Would be nice if Classic got a couple more sentries out though still, but yeah, I do think that he has what he needs at the moment to defend.
Yeah, he's got some time. He's got some time. And I'm really curious to see. I was about to say, like, is Cure gonna wait for Medivacs? No, he's just going, mate. He has Stim. He has combat shields. He wants to go across the map. And Classic misses this.
Yeah, now he knows, but is it gonna be too late?
Yeah, that is the question. 3 Marines already get picked off, but the massive Marine armies across the map. We do have a stasis. We have 2 stasis wards. Oh my god.
Beautiful use of the Oracle here. Syrax is gonna get completely shut down. Or will it? He activates 1. Stasis ward, baits it out. Oh, not the best force field in the world. And with that, I think Cure has enough, maybe.
Oh my god, he's doing it, mate. There is no shield battery. There is no overcharge. You do see the Stalkers going down. He wants to get into the middle line. He's trying to chase it down, but it looks like he can't. He can't quite do it.
Yeah, for a second it looked like Cure had enough, but Classic did evacuate his probes quick enough, and it does feel like that Immortal scared Cure more than it possibly should have.
Yeah, I thought he was going to...
could have tried to fight that.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I thought he was going to dive on top of it, but in the end, he opted not to. As we saw, unlike Nightmare, Classic only had 1 force field available to him as opposed to the 2. He couldn't cut up the army, so that was almost best case scenario there for Cure. Almost.
Pretty much. Worst case scenario for Classic until it became best case scenario.
Exactly, as we do see Classic now across the map. He does have map control, so he's trying to pick up whatever he can. Does get a couple of these Marines, but oh, there's more where that came from. The Oracle gets picked up.
Have that, no more stasis wards. Cure was not all in by any means with his 3x build. He was, you know, very early on working on his natural base. And now he's just going for a 3rd CC. He's just building up the rest of his army, getting ready for round 2.
That he is. Classic is trying to be as annoying as possible, and so far he has been able to dance around and keep these Phoenixes alive. Yeah, gets a couple more Marines as well for his troubles.
Might as well. You know, as long as you don't lose the Phoenixes. Why not try to pick off reinforcements here and there?
Yeah, why not? Meanwhile, back at home, I love this. We have Colossus on the way, extended thermal lance +1. So he's working on that anti-marine kind of unit composition. But speaking of Marine, we don't just have Marine, we got plenty of Marauders too.
Yeah, you can't Marine Marauder without the Marauder.
True.
And Cure has plenty of Marauders.
Oh yeah, he's working on that next push. +1 armor is on the way. We have plenty of medevacs. He's moving out across the map. Does scan to confirm the location of the army. I don't know if he can necessarily take this though. The Colossus seem naked, but at the same time, we have overcharge.
That we do, and we don't have any disables, so it's gonna be a little tricky for Cure to try to push into this location. He doesn't have to though, which is why he backs away.
Yeah, he backs off for now. He's just getting his 3rd up and running, fully saturated at that, getting his gases, getting out the Vikings as well, so why not just wait a little bit longer before you have that Viking count to really contend and safely deal with those Colossus.
Why the heck not? Yeah, and just rounding off your tech. Get ready for the next stage. Ghost Academy is on the way, and that's just gonna be the final piece of the puzzle here for Cure, it seems.
Yeah, exactly. And now he's getting to the point where he has enough army supply to kind of split off and try to harass, try and hit multiple places at once. And Cure's defenses, they're going to be put to the test, mate.
Like so, this army is being so distracted here by the 3rd base location. Very wide open location as well. It's drawing a lot of attention away from the natural base.
Yeah, that he is Classic. He's trying to defend as best he can, but as you were saying, he's being distracted. Ooh, the Marauders almost pick off that gas geyser.
Nice bait on top of that Phoenix, but here comes the drop into the natural.
Yeah, and already 6 workers go down, forces the entire army to respond, and that kind of triggers Cure a little bit here, but ooh, he does actually stem away. He doesn't commit.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward target fire there. Fortunately, trying to get the Colossus, but in the end, Colossus got Cure. 8 probes go down, which is actually a whole lot if we're looking at the worker supply difference.
Yeah, exactly. So nicely done there by Cure. I'm sure he wanted a little bit more though. What's important is that Classic, I don't believe he lost. Yeah, he didn't lose a single Colossus there. So overall, decent army control, decent way of splitting up his army at that.
Yeah, these losses are still acceptable at the moment for Classic. Sorry, he doesn't lose his Colossus.
Yeah. Exactly.
Can rebuild. It will take a little. He can rebuild. It will take a little while, but he can.
Yeah, and behind this, now that he has 3 of them, he's working on that Templar Archives, going to be working on Storm and Archons as well, diversifying that AoE. Thankfully, Cure he's already one step ahead. Ghosts have come out, and Enhanced Shockwaves is already done as well.
You can just EMP this entire army and take out half its health, or the majority of its health as well, if there are any more Archons being morphed in. Classic with a massive warp though. Or he would like to, but I think his gateways were on cooldown.
With the math, he was a little bit distracted there as the 2 armies do meet. What are my shots are going off though? Ooh, friendly fire on the Vikings.
It was absolutely insane how well those Widow Mines were able to deal with the gateway buffer. It was even more insane how the Vikings went down to them. Ay. Cure has just lost all of his momentum. He does not have an answer to Colossus anymore.
I thought you were going to say, what a beautiful engagement by Classic. It's absolutely insane how he was able to utilize those Widow Mines to deal with all the Vikings. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was unintentional.
Bit of a feels bad, man. With the death of all those Vikings, how many were they, by the way? That was 6 Vikings going down, and now he has no answer for the Colossus, so instead he has forced a resort to go for this drop.
Potentially more, right? Because friendly fire doesn't show up and you have lost. Oh, it takes out that Robobay though, and does deny +2, so Cure is still getting quite a bit of damage. Can he keep this up though? If he loses his army, I feel like Classic will have a lot of momentum behind him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, sure, Cure, he got a base, he got a couple of workers, he denied some upgrades, but again, what I'm most concerned about is that Classic still has a pretty formidable force here. Like, his supply is still terrifying. If he moved out now, I do think maybe he could try and break Cure, but instead he's focusing more on defending and expanding.
Defensive Protoss. It's kind of been the trend this evening. Kinda, yeah,
exactly. Classic just waiting for his opponent to push into him. Meanwhile, the Colossus are looking a little bit exposed here. Oh god.
Unfortunately, the army of Cure was not in position to really take advantage of that. I don't know what that Immortal's doing. It was in that quarter for the longest time this game. Finally, it joins the rest of the army.
There we go. Just joined the fray. Meanwhile, the Warp Prism is coming back in. This time does get a warp in, but only 2 adepts. Only 1. Only none.
And the Warp Prism goes down as well. Yeah, that's kind of what happens, so you don't have much of an economy to work with. Classic, for the longest time, it's been down almost 20 workers compared to Cure. Now Classic decides to go for a bit of a Hail Mary, and he is gaining ground. It's a nice arc from Cure, but I think the splash damage is enough for Classic.
That's the thing, right? Even though Classic's economic situation is in shambles, he has the superior army, but Cure just needs to buy time. He just needs another wave of reinforcements, and then he can hold it the natural.
Yeah, you should realize that Classic has no easy way of reinforcing this. The Warp Prism was taken out earlier on, and even if he did have the Warp Prism, then well, it still takes a little bit of time to get the warp into position and whatnot. Beautiful EMP.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Classic does deny one of the bases, but now he forces himself up into the 4th base. Cure, he's looking to try and pounce on this army, and there's honestly not a lot left to protect the Colossus.
There is not. Oh, but the Warp Prism micro has been really on point. Very quick warp in, but there's nothing to buffer anymore. Vikings take out the Warp Prism and the Colossus, and with that, Cure takes game number 1. Or should, anyway.
Yeah, there's nothing left here. Sure, 24 SCVs went down, but GG gets cold, and Cure, in a very formidable fashion, mate, he does it.
He does. Now this starts to work. Now I'm worried for Classic as the series continues. It seems like his PvP was absolutely on fire. PvT, let's just say I'm not particularly impressed by that showing.
Yeah, he was doing a decent job at defending early on, but we saw that he was being pulled apart a little bit. He couldn't really keep up with the aggression of Cure. He definitely tried though.
He did. And yep, it looks like our other series, Time versus Beyond, did conclude. So everybody's piling on into Cure versus Classic.
That's a lot of observers, mate.
A lot of us. Ooh! Time actually beat Beyond 3-1.
Oh, really?
Yeah!
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah.
GG, Time moves on to the grand finals.
To face either Classic or Cure, which honestly I think he has a decent shot against either of them.
Damn.
Dang.
Damn.
Damn.
Oh boy, meanwhile everybody get in. As you were saying, we have all of our casters now covering this series in every single language you could hope for. So yeah, you know, spread some love if you want, multi-twitch it up if you so choose, as we're diving into game 2.
I mean, we don't have a Tamil cast.
What?
We don't have a Thai cast.
We never had it. I had a Thai cast.
Yeah, but you know.
Do you want to do a Thai cast?
Do I know any Thai? Sawadee! Sawadee!
Oh god.
I'm gonna be continuing our series here on Berlingrad LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner map, sweating all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have our red Terran player coming out from the land of South Korea. He is, of course, going to be representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. DPG. He has shown a mastery of this matchup, and he's looking to continue that. He is Cure.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player. He is blue, representing Alpha X, currently down in the series, but not out by any means. It is Classic.
The Chatsic.
The Chatsic himself, as we do have a probe just skirting around the map, looking to try and scout his opponent. But once again, every single game that we have casted, Cure is on point with the wall.
Is he? Is he? Is he? Is he?
Oh.
He is.
Jesus. Oh my god, even got the boys to, oh!
Trapped, yeah. Lowering the depot just to bait the probe to take it out again.
Jesus Christ, I was close, but Cure did take down that probe in the end. And Classic, he's got a lack of information right now. Didn't really achieve much with that worker scout.
And he really did not. It's going to be on either a starport unit or potentially Haluk to come out later on to confirm what Cure's going to go for. I doubt it's going to be another 3 racks. Even though we are on Berlingrad, but I said corrected. It is going to be another 3 racks.
Mate, let's go. You mentioned it, mate. Berlingrad, this is where you want to do it on. And hey, if it worked game 1, why not try it out in game 2 on a map where it will hit harder?
Much harder, much faster. Then you send the SUV out to scout the... Or not scout, sorry, to punch holes in the mineral walls, but should be too difficult. Not sure if Cure saw the Twilight Council, but should be able to deduce it from there.
Oh yeah, he did in fact scout that Twilight Council, so he knows it's not going to be a Stargate opener. So I mean, that is already a little bit of a difference here, right? Classic, he's opting not to go for any of those Oracles or Phoenixes, going more for a Stalker heavy composition. I feel like he may have a little bit of better, he might find some more success with this opener against the 3 racks.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean,
well,
yeah, go on.
True, yeah. Yeah, the way I'm thinking of it is that gateway units are going to be a lot cheaper, and, you know, you just want the units out as quick as possible, right? Phoenixes shouldn't do too much against bio units. Oracles, maybe against Marines, but even then it's a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, if you recall, it was an unfortunate situation where the Oracle in Game 1 was utilized for 2 stasis wards, and none of them came into play. One of them was completely avoided, the other was baited out by a single unit, so it really didn't pay for itself at all. So I do think that maybe Classic will be able to invest in better ways. He does confirm the Marine count and the Marauder.
Yeah, that's more than a tell here. And I'm 100% with you. These stasis wards are not going to be anywhere near as effective for dealing with the army or splitting the supply than force fields are.
Oh yeah, it's all about whether or not the force fields are there though, because you know what? Cure, he's pushing out pretty early on. The Stalkers, they're here immediately. They're able to pick off a couple of these reinforcements. He actually forces Cure back home.
Nice. So Cure not quite going to hit as quickly as he wanted to.
Yeah, exactly, and the army has been confirmed. Concussive Shell was confirmed as well. Now, Classic is well aware that the army is coming out across the map, but we're lacking when it comes to shield batteries. There's 0 shield batteries at home. This is a little bit worrisome.
Definitely is. One of them being thrown down right now, but is one really going to be enough?
We shall see. Overcharge is pretty good. Is it that good? The Marines and Marauders, they're here. Once again, the SCV gets intercepted. Oh my god. Classic is just so good with pulling apart this push, where at this point, because it's been so long, it looks like Cure's not... Yeah, he doesn't want to commit anymore. He's done.
Yeah, even though Sim's about to finish up, he just doesn't have the supply. At the very least, he's able to pseudo-mind game Classic here, as he works on round 2, which should involve medevacs.
Yeah, exactly, and we'll see if this push can get anything done at the 3rd base. You know, he's waited for the 3rd to get up and running. He can maybe dip in and force a cancel, maybe even find a kill if he's lucky. So at least he will be able to accomplish something with his push, as the reinforcements are about to meet up as soon as Stim finishes.
Yeah, whether it's a multi-pronged pincer or a full frontal push, as long as Cure fights away from shield battery range, he does have the advantage.
Exactly, you know what? He's drawing away the army. Make the 2nd push. It's going into the main base. Into natural. Anywhere.
Straight for it. Doesn't bother with the natural base. Instead jumps right on top of one of these immortals and right into this mineral line.
Yo, he's hunting down the workers as well. Probe after probe are falling. Jesus Christ, this is dealing more than enough damage already. And he dives into the forge that just finished.
No upgrades for you, Classic, at least not in this game. Oh, what? Curious as to where the rest of the army is for Cure. It seems like they either got sent back home or they were dealt with in the middle of the map. Regardless, Classic just lost 14 probes.
Mate,
and his forge. I don't think it was getting Robobay.
Yeah, exactly. Like, a lot of damage was done. Now Classic is going for a counterattack. As you were saying, when it comes to the force, I think it was cleaned up, the secondary force that Cure had. But mate, he's got reinforcements. Bunker isn't done yet. But mate, there's no splash damage. Like, Cure doesn't care. Or does he?
He does have to be careful now because of a potential arc from Classic. But here we go. Boys are being pulled. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Bunker just finished up. We do have a couple of Marauders in there as well. We do have a couple of SCVs falling, and because of that, Classic actually evens up the worker count. What's also interesting is that instead of throwing down a 3rd CC, Cure threw down 2 more Raxes instead. And because of that, Classic, mate, he can catch up and exceed his opponent when it comes to the workers.
He is so committed. Cure, I mean.
Yeah.
The Classic has already caught up. He's just working to make sure that his economic advantage grows even larger as the game goes on. But yeah, Cure, this is not one that happened whatsoever. His medevac's are already out. He's got another very sizable Bioforce. And again, what's the splash damage for Classic?
It's non-existent, mate. So Cure, he is all in. He wants to hit with +1. There we go. This is what I was waiting for. He got on a call with Skylar. He knows what's up. He's pulling the boys. He's sending it across the map. Is it going to be enough?
Just about should be by the looks of the supplies, if I'm being honest. 76 versus 49, and again, this is without any Colossus, without any Knight Templar.
But it is with Overcharge, and it is with boys. Oh my god, the probes are being pulled as well.
Fight boys of boys. That's what my grandpappy used to say.
There you go, mate. There you go. As we do have worker on worker action. Of course, Overcharge is being used as well, keeping as much as it can alive. And because of that, Classic he's pushing this back.
It's actually keeping a lot of things alive at the moment, but it runs out very, very quickly.
True.
There shouldn't be much left here for Kyo to really worry about.
Yeah, the Zealots are all getting picked off, and now the Marauders are stemming on forward. Oh my god, both Immortals are going to get picked off here. But are the reinforcements going to be enough? We have a Warp in. We have another shield battery. Oh, nah, mate.
We do, but there's no overcharge yet. Still have a cooldown, and the reinforcements are here. GG Cure takes us to match point with a very decisive 2-0. Classic only has one shot left, man. It's one map or nothing. And I'm even more worried about him now than I was at the start of the series. Gotta be honest. Or the end of that last game.
Mate, you say you're worried about Classic, man. I'm worried about us if we end up in the TvT finals, mate. I mean,
Yeah.
oh no, but with that, GG, well played. Congratulations, Cure, taking the quick 2-0 here. And oh boy, that was a brutal execution of his build. Like the way that he was able to completely distract and just bamboozle Classic, just diving right into the main base. That was insane, mate. You very rarely see that.
You really don't. It goes to show off Cure's, that's not necessarily mastery of the matchup, but his preferred style of playing. Cure is, we found it out, the Terran player who will try to multi-prong you to oblivion.
It really is. He really is. And now we're going to be diving into game number 3. Does it all end here? Or will our Protoss player be able to pull it back?
Fingers crossed. Templar cross. Ethernet cables cross. I haven't had an issue yet. Ping-wise. So,
yeah.
Since I restarted. So yeah, maybe that is it.
Nice. Nice. Now that you mentioned it, now you're screwed though.
Oh, definitely. You gotta jump in and my ping's gonna spike to 1,200 immediately. But that has not happened yet. May not even happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Please, please, please don't make it happen. As we continue our series on Glittering Ashes LE, we're in the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have... Did I say bottom right-hand corner? I meant upper right-hand corner. We have our red Terran player coming down from the land of Korea. He is, of course, going to be representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. DPG. He is the mayor of Six City. He's been looking so good in these TVPs. Now he just needs to conclude it. And also, he's in the bottom left-hand corner. That's why I was saying bottom subliminally. He is Pure.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, getting proxy, but oh, he checks! He checks, he confirms, forces a cancel. Oh my god, he's just so good. The Chin Toss, representing Alpha X, the Protoss player, it is Classic.
That barracks was about to finish too, mate. It's like 3/4 done or something.
Jesus. And Cure, he's forced to double down and throw down 2 racks at home.
Which is actually a pretty good response to getting your proxy racks cancelled, I suppose.
Yeah, you gotta make up for it, get your Reapers out ASAP, I imagine. And I don't know if Cure is gonna commit to a 3rd racks. I feel like that may be a little bit excessive, especially on Glittering Ashes. Not as long as Pride of Altaris, but I mean, you know, you want a CC.
Really do. You especially don't want to go for another 3-Rex build after,
Yeah.
you know, doing 2 of them in a row. Classic should be more than prepared now for a 3-Rex.
That he should, as gas is continuing to be mined. There we go, we have a factory follow-up, so it doesn't go for that 3rd racks, but still continuing on with that production, with his tech there. And we'll see where he goes with this, as the first two Reapers, they're going to be going out across the map.
That they will. Not going to be wasting any time waiting for a Hellion. He's producing 2 more Reapers?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my god.
This is interesting.
Jeez, coffee? No.
Coffee? Yeah, maybe he will make some Hellions out now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he does, as the Reapers are going to get across the map, they're going to get some damage done. What do we have at home? We have 1 Adept, but again, 1 Adept is going to struggle to keep up with both of these Reapers, and as a result, 3 Probes go down.
Blink of an eye. You know, when the rest of the units get in position, I fear even more for Classic's workers. A little bit of a whiff KD8 charge, but it's no big deal in the end.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, ooh, nice recall. Classic will just barely hold onto his Stalker here across the map. And I wonder if he realizes what's happening, because again, Curious being incredibly aggressive here as he goes across the map with 5 Reapers.
How many Hellions did you say? 1 Hellion at the moment, okay. But still, these 5 Reapers, they are enough to one-shot workers. Classic needs to make sure he has defenses units in position. And look at that, 5 Reapers already dealing with the Adept.
Mate.
1 of them will go down, 2 of them will go down.
Mate,
But that's still 3 Reapers.
Yeah, the Stalker will get picked off as well. Workers getting toasted, roasted even by this Hellion, and just so much damage has been done. Sure, the CC was delayed, but well worth it. But at the same time, the Oracle is across the map. Uh-oh. What shoots up?
There's no anti-air here. There's 1 Marine that shoots up, and there's no natural base, is there? Yeah, it's still in production.
Oh my god, the Oracle with the counter damage kind of even things up here. I say even things up. Classic still has a massive worker lead.
Yeah, up about 10 workers at the moment. Cure will have access to mules, but that's still going to take quite a while. He already spent his energy once. Long distance fighting with the mule is never what you want to see happen.
Oh no, and now there are 2 Oracles coming across the map. Do we have a Cyclone? We do not have a Cyclone at home. We have 1 Viking. Viking is here at the natural base. That's great and all, but this may be the kill move here. 3 Oracles, mate. 3.
That's 1 more than 2.
That's true.
And
that's
2
not.
more than and 2 more than 1 Viking can really deal with effectively.
There we go. Here we go. The Stalkers and the Oracles are here, and he's going to go straight for that mineral line. We'll see if the energy, yep, it will get used on the mineral line and just completely gets evaporated.
Like so. Forces a lift on this natural base, and there's really nowhere for it to run. I feel like Classic is going to fight back this game.
Oh yeah, he is fighting back hard here. The CC getting very low, taking a lot of losses. No mining time at all here at the natural either. And Classic takes the 3rd behind this.
Why not?
Why not, mate? Why not? I'm just trying to think, how can Cure come back here? I was thinking maybe with a bit of a drop with a medevac, but the sniper only just finished and he's not making anything right now. The CC is on fire!
It's gonna go down. No amount of repair in the world
Oh.
can stop these stalkers. And with that, GG is called. Classic will take that game, and he will prevent a clean 3-0 sweep.
Wow, GG, Classic fighting back here. And to be fair, Cure was being a little bit cheeky on Glittering Ashes, and I feel like he was like that because he didn't want a long game. Started off with a proxy into 2 racks.
Oh, that's definitely what it was, along with the fact that, he was on match point. He could afford to take a couple more risks, so yeah, probably thinking, why the heck not?
True.
Best case scenario, either way, I'm gonna avoid a long game, right? Best case scenario, I take a quick win. Worst case scenario, quick loss, and then, well, I'm still ahead in the series.
True. Very true. And as we are all in this lobby and as we get ready to dive into game number 4, yeah, wow, can Classic take it to the ace match? That's my question. Especially on a map like this, on a map like Blackburn.
Oh, maybe if you go Sempus.
Ooh, maybe. I don't think Classic knows about that King Cobra build though.
Probably not. Unless Cristiano introduced him.
I'd be surprised if Classic even has heard of King Cobra before. Like that's I'd know about that one, mate.
Was there a player called Python or something like that?
Are you thinking about Black Mamba?
I am thinking of Black Mamba, yeah. Classic might have played against Black Mamba once or twice.
Maybe.
Probably not too often, as they compete in different regions, but maybe once or twice.
Maybe. As we are diving into this next game, Yaku, I would ask you, do you want to, like, I don't know, take a break, get some water or something? This is an opportunity to do so if you want it.
Is it now? I was gonna wait until the finals.
Let's do the intros first.
Okay, let's do the intros. We're in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We, of course, have our red Terran player coming out from the land of South Korea, and also the mayor of Six City. He is going to be coming down from the land of... No, wait, I already said that. He is going to be representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. He is, of course, Cure.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing Alpha X. Putting a point on the board in the last game, it is Classic. Yaku, do you want to get? Do you want to go? Yeah. Hey, get out of here! Get out of here, Yaku!
I'm not gonna lie. Now I kind of don't.
Oh god, shaking my head, Yaku, shaking my head. Giving you an opportunity, just in case. But okay, all right. Shaking my head as we are getting
now
here.
I kind of don't because I was offered it. I was thinking about it.
Mate, this is the early game. Go for it, mate. Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. As we are getting into this game, so far nothing too crazy. There has been no proxy racks or anything of that nature. Pretty standard opener from Cure, so it looks like even though he has some leeway, he doesn't want to throw things away. He doesn't want to throw away his lead. He's in a very comfortable position. He wants to maintain that as best as he can. Meanwhile, Classic, despite being up against the wall, not going for any kind of proxy. In general, Classic hasn't been very aggressive this series. A little bit surprising, to be honest. I say surprising, I mean, maybe it's just the matchup. Maybe he's just not feeling too confident with playing that style against a Terran. Oh. Here we go. Time ruining some bets. I'm just catching up on the chat. Yeah, again, like very surprising that Time was able to take down Beyond in that way. It is a mirror matchup, and I do kind of favor him a little bit in that mirror matchup, but still a very surprising result in that lower bracket, sorry, in that lower semifinals. Meanwhile, I was talking about Cure not being ultra aggressive with the proxy. That's true. But he is falling back on what has been successful for him this entire series, going for a 3-racks opener. Let's go. If you're wondering why I did, give Yaku permission to go to the bathroom and get some water and stuff, is that we have been casting for quite some time now. Specifically, we are reaching close to hour 8 for this cast. The Twitch stream may say 3 hours, but we were casting OSC King of the Hill just before this for 5 hours. It's been a long day of casting. It's been a long day, mate. It's been a long day.
Made even longer with the potential TVT.
Yeah. Let's go, Classic. Let's go. Get him. Get him. Deny the TVT finals. You can do it. You can do it.
Fingers are crossed. Yeah, I'm hoping beyond hope that Classic does know about the King Cobra build and will go for them Tempest then. But right now he just is playing a little bit more reactive, I suppose. He did get the tag. He does confirm that's the 3-racks coming out from Cure, and how will this change his defense? Blackburn's still a very good map for Terran, still a very good map for doing a 3-racks.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I'm worried about when it comes to these map picks. For those wondering, Blackburn has a very short rush distance by ground, so these aggressive builds, like a 3-racks, again, hit very hard. Just like we saw in Berlingrad. Berlingrad, it almost felt like Classic had no chance. It was crazy how Cure was able to execute that. So, oh boy, Classic, he's gonna tough ask here on Blackburn. What I'm curious about is, are we going to see a fast Robotics Bay after this robot facility?
We don't yet. Ooh, focusing a lot more on the Twilight Council and the Forge, so yeah, gonna be going a bit more Immortal Gateway focus for defense. I suppose trying to go for a quick Colossus is still a bit of a reach, right? Still a very unnecessary risk, so yeah. Kudos to Glass. This at least will give him the option of going Robo Bay eventually.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Stim is done, Combat Shields is done, the Marines are looking to Stim on forward, but we have 2 shield batteries, we have plenty of force field energy, and we have overcharge. Oh my god, Classic defends beautifully.
Yeah, completely deflects this Bioforce from Cure. Thankfully for Cure, though, he doesn't lose too many Marines, so he can still posture around, he can still wait for some reinforcements and get ready for round 2. He's waiting for medevacs.
Yeah, that is really the caveat there, is that Cure kept all these Marines alive here. So because that, as you said, with +1, with Concussive Shell, more importantly, with medevacs, he will be able to hit that much harder. He's still trying to shark around, trying to find some damage, but Classic, he should be safe and sound, especially if he's on point with those force fields.
Yeah, but the force fields are starting to run out a little bit. Get a little bit worried. Here are some really good good force fields to push the army away. Arguably a bit of a waste, though. Look at how little energy these sentries have left.
That was pretty inefficient. 4 force fields? That was a lot.
Yeah.
Oh god. So hopefully they're able to regen some of that energy for wave or round number 2, as Cure does have his 3rd up and running. Again, working on the rest of his army, just sending it out to reinforce. Marauders have now joined the fray, and now that there are Marauders, these shield batteries and these Immortals aren't anywhere near as scary.
They really aren't. There's even an opportunity for Cure to just stim forward and take out the shield batteries before they can really come into effect.
Yeah, exactly. As the army has revealed itself, thankfully Classic was able to spot this, but yo, the Immortals are pretty exposed! No, the Immortals!
One of them is already gonna go down, and imagine if Classic still had energy on those sentries, mate. If he didn't use those force fields earlier on, it could have completely cut this army in 2, but because of how the game went, yeah, unfortunately, he didn't quite have enough. He is still fighting back. He is still defending very, very well against this for now, thinning out the bio count. Really good use of shield battery overcharge.
Yeah, exactly. At least Classic holds on, but he lost a bunch of workers. He lost 2 Immortals, lost a lot of his army. He will force this back, but again, Cure, he wanted to trade, and his reinforcements, they're already they're ready to go, mate. They're here.
Yeah. Cure wanted to trade, and he traded.
True. You're not wrong. Meanwhile, the Blink Stalkers are coming out. The first Colossus is on the way, but again, it's still on the way. It looks like there should just barely be enough Blink Stalkers here, though. Again, not a lot of buy it.
Yeah, these Marauders, though, they are tearing through the Stalker force. +1 Marauders versus +1 Stalkers. It's a very one-sided affair. Immortal gets taken out as well. Finally, Classic starts to warp in slow lots, but without charge, it's still very tough to deal with. Colossus is out.
Colossus
That's only a
is
single
out.
Colossus.
You're not wrong, mate. I was underestimating the power of those Marauders. It was insane how well they just chewed through that army of Stalkers and Immortals. And that momentum, it's still going Cure's way. He's still here across the map. The base, the gold base, is going to be united. We have a 4th behind this, and Cure is just dwarfing the supply. At least Classic does have that Colossus.
That he does. Decent use of the sentry with a force field there as well. Draws a little bit of fire away. or allows the Colossus to get one more volley off. Now Charge Hunter, or Slow Lot, sorry, are getting on top of this army, and Classic will be able to defend this once again, but still loses 6 probes, still forced to cancel his gold.
Oh no! No!
And
The Colossus!
Reinforcements right on top of a very exposed Colossus that Stasis Ward even gets popped. No more Colossus production available for Classic.
Exactly, this could be it. Like, the Colossus, the army is trying to go through a minefield to meet that of Cure. Meanwhile, he just pounces upon the final Colossus of the game. The Robo is depowered. No more Colossus going to be coming out until that does get back up and running. And Classic is able to just barely clean everything up. But again, just wave after wave of bio just keeps coming at him.
Yeah, I'm loving how ballsy Cure is being right now. He knows exactly how many Marauders he can be. Or how many Marauders he has. He knows exactly how ballsy he can be with them. Stim them for it, take out a Colossus, and then just back away. I mean, what are the Zealots in the back gonna do? Nothing, mate.
Nothing, mate. Especially when they're slow. Thankfully, Charge did finish up. The Robos have been rebuilt. So he has to be careful, though, because we still have that minefield.
Oh, the Observer's not though.
Thankfully, the Observer is out. This will all be cleaned up. Oh! The mines that were trying to escape.
Yeah, one volley gets off, but it is only shield damage.
That it is. Meanwhile, we do have another drop towards the north. Oh my god, almost 4 full medevacs of army.
He's looking to go straight to the natural base. He wants to strike the army by the start base location. I didn't notice it, but Classic did get the Templar Archives out, so he has a couple of Archons to work with. No High Templar, though, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, that he does not. Meanwhile, we do have this massive Doom drop into the natural base, but there is a Protoss army to meet this, so honestly, this isn't going to deal anywhere near as much damage.
Nice snipe on one of those medevacs. Had quite a lot of bio in it, but speaking of bio, here comes the rest of the bio force towards the third base.
Exactly. The Colossus is looking a little bit exposed, but we have plenty of Zealots to help buffer. The Zealots are doing an amazing job at keeping these Colossus alive, but the Vikings, they get another Colossus!
Yeah. And now even the Zealots are starting to get thinned out. Cure tries to jump onto the one remaining Colossus, but he does. He's not going to get it, but he doesn't need to either. With the amount of containment Cure has done, and with the amount of probes Classic has lost, we're very quickly reaching a point where Cure can continue to just send wave after wave after wave of Classic, and as long as he trades evenly, eventually he's going to out-macro him.
I mean, he has been. Look at the supply.
I mean, he has already out-macroed him, yeah. Eventually, Classic will run out of money, I guess it's more accurate to say.
Yeah, like, this is the reverse of Cure versus Nightmare, because Cure, he's the one on 5 bases, mate. 5 bases.
And he hasn't even taken the gold!
No gold, not yet. He's got Ghost, he's getting 3-3, he's got his Academy, we've got drops all over the place. Classic can barely keep up, just barely enough to hang on.
And even then, it's not hanging on for much longer, is he? Mine drops are coming in addition to these bio drops. Nice quick reactions from Classic, but every time he pulls his attention away to try to deal with some of these mines, it's more and more time for Cure to get an even better army.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot of lost mining time. 7 more probes go down as well. And this is going to be the nail in the coffin. Cure, he has worked his way up, almost maxed out. He's got Marines, Marauders, Widow Mines, Ghosts with EMP. He has everything he needs.
Just waiting for the EMPs, completely blanketing the army. And there's still energy on these Ghosts to spare, mate. The Warp Prism goes down. The Vikings go down. The Vikings? No, the Colossus go down to the Vikings. GG. Cure takes that series 3-1. Will be advancing to the Grand Finals to face Time.
GG, well played. Classic, Cure does it. He knocks out the final Protoss player of the entire tournament. And now, we got nothing but Terrans left.
Nothing but Terran players left, because we only have 2 players left.
True.
And they both play Terran. But yeah, really a very decisive win here for Cure. I think Classic has demonstrated that when it comes to PvP, he is the absolute monster. of the region. When it comes to some of the other matchups, it's still lacking a little bit.
That it is. Unfortunately, but I'm sure that's going to be something that Classic is going to be working on again. GSL Super Tournament is around the corner. Actually, the lineups have been revealed for that, right?
Yeah, they did. We have a bracket out already for Super Tournament. I haven't really paid too much attention to it.
I haven't either.
I know it's there.
It's just we've been busy with qualifiers, man. Like there's just been so much StarCraft going on. We haven't been able to keep up with the Super Tournament. But yeah.
What is that old adage? The more involved you are, the less you actually watch.
Yeah, pretty much, mate. It's just non-stop StarCraft. What do you want from us? What do you want?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I just checked the Super Tournament bracket and light. We were talking about PvT for Classic. His first opponent is Maru.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh no.
But if he somehow beats Maru, then he has a pretty good chance of just having PvP till the finals.
Sure.
Big if.
Just go, mate. Just be Maru, forehead. Just be Maru.
Yeah, just be Maru.
That's all you gotta do, mate. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, easy.
Oh god. But yeah, with that, we do have our two finalists. It is going to be nothing but Terrans remaining here. Oh boy.
Very quick on the vetoes.